We've set ourselves a challenge today. How many CEXs can we get to in one day without the wife phoning me and telling me to take us home? Let's get in there.
So we do have a couple of rules. So obviously we're aiming to try 10. We'll see if we get there, with the proviso that you've got to spend at least 10 minutes in the store unless you're buying something. Then you got as much time as you want, really. But we also only have the one day, and we've chose the warmest day of the year.
Major slump pass out here.
So this is going to be interesting, so let's get started. Will be, to be fair. Right, so start number 1. CEX. Let's see what we got. And then this can just be like muted footage with like a little bit of...
It's a 50/90 films edition. 50. That's a budget balloon.
Spinny spinner. Look at some of the condition on some of these boxes though. Like, some of the condition on these is insanely good for their age. I've been grabbing to play the Bond games. That's tempting. It's very tempting.
I don't understand that. That's on Game Pass going, so Horizon 4 is much better.
Yeah, it is, in my opinion.
Much better later. Horizon 4 is still quite good to be fair. Which I can understand that.
It's a bit more of a bargain actually.
Again from Game Pass.
You can see the temptation
I know, but it's...
in the man's face here.
He's
so tempted.
I think East Kilbride or Clydebank, one of them's got an A condition one.
Oh,
Not
I
much
see.
price difference. But it is boxed and you're still getting a 5-year warranty, aren't you?
Yeah.
So like, it makes more sense than buying it brand new.
Could be worth it. Totally not confusing that it's next to a Steam Deck.
It's confusing.
Okay, so 1 shop down, 9 to go hopefully. We should probably actually speak about what it is we're actually after, because whilst there was a few interesting bits like that display with all the retro stuff was just unbelievable. So personally, I don't have...
actually just chef kiss in a video.
I chef kiss in a video, eh? So in terms of what I'm looking for, like, I'm not looking for anything specific. I'm just kind of looking for little bits and bobs for the collection that just kind of catch my eye. I've got a little bit of a budget to play with. I know that the guy next to me has got a bit more, and this is where the fun's going to begin, I think.
So the only 2 things that I'm definitely trying to buy today. One is Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition. I keep finding it and there's usually something wrong with it, and I want it to be as mint as possible because I just think it's an underrated game. And then the other thing is possibly a Stream Deck to help with some of the lives and some production. They had that one in there, but I believe one of the other shops we're going to, as I says in the video, should have an A condition one, and I don't think the price was much different.
He actually looked at stock. I never looked at stock. I should have done that.
I planned ahead a little because there's one game and it's going to be in a video on Tuesday hopefully, which is this Tuesday, but when you see this it's probably 4 weeks ago. That we're both probably trying to buy, and I know there's 3 copies of it in our various trips. In fact, I think one of them might have been in there.
Well, I never saw it actually.
I think Paisley, it's Paisley, Clydebank and Union Street.
So there's a teaser. Stay tuned for that. Right, CEX number 2 for the day. Another one I've never actually been to before. Kilmarnock. I've heard some good things. I've heard there's some quite decent displays. Is that the case?
It's decent. I think the reason I'm saying decent is because the few times I've done it, it doesn't have the traditional CEX smell and vibe. It's pretty clean, it's pretty tidy. They've usually got a couple of decent things, but I'm slightly feeling the pressure that I have to buy something in this one after having not bought in the first, so this could be expensive.
It might well be, especially because I've actually got my wallet on me this time and I had the vouchers in my back pocket. So yeah, this will be kind of interesting. This town's still pretty quiet. It's only what, 25 to 10 or something like that. So we're still early on in the day. We're making good time. Let's go see what we can see.
Of course, there's that farming simulator.
What a game, man.
What's that switch line? Oh, the Algar and Palkia. That is nice.
That's pretty cool.
That's dangerous as that as well.
It does look really, really clean though, doesn't it? And again, these Pokemon games are following me around, the ones that I cannot justify yet. Case is a little bit beat up, but that is one we're after. I think we're gonna have to take that. Okay, so that is CEX store number 2. We're actually in there for less than 10 minutes because I actually grabbed something. So Jack and Daxter won. It's one of the few that we're after for the shelves. So that meant that we were actually able to leave early as per the rules. Saunders wasn't too impressed actually. You weren't too mega impressed by it, but we're kind of hoping that when we go further along we'll find something else.
I don't know what it was. I wasn't impressed the last couple of times I've been in, but I don't know if it's because the best display actually from a console point of view. Good selection, but we're obviously not picking up consoles today. So
Yeah, one day.
maybe that's why.
See, if we'd won the Euro Millions last night, totally different story. And imagine that video, that'd be great. But yeah, so now we're going to one that we've frequented many a time actually, is CEX Irvine. This is kind of our stomping ground, I suppose.
This is home court.
Yeah, exactly. So we know what we're getting here. Home court, CEX Irvine, number 3 on the list. This guy's got to buy something. He's got to buy something at this point.
That's the first text of the day, but that's the Jeopardy start already.
We're not that far in either.
To be, she'll just be waking up. Probably the normal text so far.
So far. So there we go. We need to get a shift on then, so let's get cooking. It's a whole monitor. Whole ass monitor. Very. But then the lollipop chainsaw, which is kind of fun. You'll see them every day. You recognise this from when we came in. How's trading?
Mine.
Right there.
And now we're going to spend the voucher.
That's coming.
Pound fucking heck. I just showed you how
Bargains.
good it was.
I know. Interesting that's coming down in price. I think that was more expensive than that once upon a time. Interesting. I think I know someone who may be intrigued in that.
We want iToy Play, iToy Play 2, iToy Play 3, iToy Chatlight, iToy Chatlight, iToy Groove.
I think we quite like
I think you
iToy.
need to buy them all.
Every single one of them. I will say that is the most stacked selection of PSU games. We're going to zoom out a bit here. There is actually one that's caught my eye that is a little bit yellow, but I do need to get to replace one in my collection. Oh dear. Oh dear. Someone's pooped on it. Never mind. I think I might grab this though. I'm very intrigued. I always thought this was good, but for whatever reason it just kind of passed me by at the time. And it's also very colourful, so why not?
That's great.
It's actually quite a good selection.
It's just small one that was a few weeks ago.
I guess you bought them all, I think.
I had to think about it.
Main man himself. JBL.
I thought you were putting the camera at Vince. I was like, that's bold.
Okay, so that's 3 down, 7 to go. And this time we both actually got something, which was pretty decent. You walked away with the Hitman trilogy that
On the 360.
we found earlier on. 15 quid's good for that, I think.
It's not, I mean, again, so we had, you should have seen the video about a month ago that we are recording tonight or tomorrow, which is, I think, under £10 pickups to CEX, or 5 games for the price of a brand new game type thing. In fact, there's technically 3 games in that, 15 quid is not bad, and also I'm collecting Hitman games and I'm still trying to find the 2015 first Hitman, which is quite hard to explain.
I'm starting to think that might have been digital only at this point.
I know, I do think it might be, because you can get it as part of the triple pack, and I think you can get it as part of a steelbook. But I'm happy with that. It's the first decent pickup. 15 quid, 3 games, I will play them. I'm still looking for that kind of, yes, this is the
wow moment.
It really excites me. That's why I'm out the day looking for games.
There was one in there that was my wow moment, but I hummed and awed. I do know, however, it's not the only place that has it, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, I grabbed Lost Odyssey. Always heard that was good. Been tempted by JRPGs recently, but I can try to dabble in that in Final Fantasy, so I thought, why not?
That was a very tech heavy.
Not even tech heavy.
Not even like tech accessories, but like a shit ton of like iPads, tablets, decent amount of consoles, quite a lot of controllers, a lot of cameras and lenses as well.
Many.
So many. I don't know if that's just trading in Irvine or if they do a bit of stock swapping so that one store is known for certain things. But again, it'd be interesting to double check if that's a corporate store or a franchise store. But And also they've got quite a good WWE DVD selection.
Oh yeah, you saw that in the video. That was
It's half the
cool.
size it was last month. Somebody's been in mine.
and it's not us.
It was not me.
So now onwards, we've got probably our biggest gap between them as we're going to Paisley now, which will, as always, filled with fun and interesting sights. So we'll move on to there. Stop number 4 on the list. We're making some okay time here. We're kind of on schedule so far, which is...
To be fair, we're actually 3 hours in the video, which it feels like we haven't done that much, but
we've done a lot actually.
It's at 8:30 and it's now 11:30.
And we're now in the wonderful town of Paisley, or city. I think it's technically a city.
Is that city?
I think so.
No.
I think they might class as that. I would disagree with that. Comment down below if we're talking utter nonsense. We very much could be.
You're talking nonsense. I don't think it's a city.
One of us might be. And so far, yeah, it's not been that warm. I'm surviving. My eyes do not look like I'm surviving, but let's see what pickups we can get.
That's cool.
Is it a bad sign that is in the window?
That's disappointing.
It's a little bit, isn't it?
That's discounted. The one in Irvine was 140.
It was.
Unboxed.
I wonder what the difference is between the two of them.
Interesting.
Let's go find out. I feel like this might not be quite appealing to the same audience. Could these be little set-up upgrades?
I think we need the 16 buttons for quad at least.
We need 3 of them.
I mean, that's a limit. I feel. And
Just
then
another 3 of them.
that's
An AI power webcam,
I like my camera, but that's probably one for the future.
potentially.
Well, that sounds cool.
That's very cool. The ducky one.
That does not look as been clean since it's been traded in, so
Well,
not happening.
that is a risk. So Saunders has spotted something that has caught his eye from his childhood.
I think the copy Glasgow's cleaner.
Is it?
We may end up arguing over this. I know it's a £2 game, but I know it's in Clydebank and I know it's in Glasgow. I know we both want it. So I'm going to take the risk and leave it. And get it one out fun. I know it's only £2 and I know it's been nasty, but I want it to look nice.
Fight incoming. But could you pick it up right now?
I could because it's my fucking voucher stuff, but I've got them on GOG, so I just think it's one of the ones where like I would play them and I probably would play them for the channel, but I would end up owning this but playing them on the PC just to make it easy for capturing.
Potentially.
And New Year's filming so I'm going to get back in the sleeve.
I know. And another Hitman 2.
Where's the
Telling
one?
you.
I don't understand.
I'm assuming it doesn't exist.
And I think that is actually still book a woman another week.
Oh, that's clean.
That's why it put me off, big dent. Like it's been buckled in there.
That's a shame as well, because that is actually
That's in very good condition.
Very nice. So a little bit of a stinker here, right? I saw this on the shelves in Irvine and I thought, you know what, I'm going to put it back in case I might see it later on. And sure enough, they have it in here. It's a reprinted cover, which just, we're not all about that. I think we can safely say that that one was a bit of an epic fail. Having a little scour of the shelves here. Did spot this. And that, I think, is one of the last old Call of Duties I'm looking for. Cases in reasonable nick once it gets a bit of a clean up, so I think we're going to take that, you know. You can fight over the snow, Bolden snow. We can fight over the snowmobile copies soon. Okay, so as you've seen, Call of Duty 2 is like one of the 2 or 3 that I've got left to get on Xbox. And he's bought something. I'll keep him off the camera until he gets the receipt out of his mouth.
It's one that I was really hoping was going to make it into the bargaining video a couple weeks ago, but I have just gone early anymore.
Which goated game.
So
Absolutely goated
so
game.
underrated. I did put it in my top 5. I think no, it was an honourable mention, wasn't it? On the
I think so,
tier
yeah.
list back at maybe start the channel. It's just one of the games that it pushed on the technology. The facial recognition stuff was just phenomenal, and I want to replay it. I've got it in the 360, but I may as well pick up there.
I think it does get the graphics are a little bit
There's a bit
better on it,
better.
to be fair. So
And to be fair,
absolutely
it looks as though it's a brand new case because it does have the seal on it.
It
So
does.
I'm happy with that.
win-win. So now on to Clydebank. Right, halfway point, guys. Clydebank CEX I've never ever been to before. We're gonna probably start fighting over PS2 games at this point.
This one I think needs to be in, pick up, back out, and save ourselves a time.
Yeah, we're
We get hit traffic and then through.
somewhat up against it a little bit, but we've got this.
Especially because I've got one job to do in Glasgow that doesn't involve this, and it can't not get done.
Yes, we do have an enforced break where
At least half an hour.
I'll probably go stretch my legs and find something to poke and prod at, most likely. So let's go see what we get here.
16 on the stream deck.
That's quite cool.
I need to aim for the rules. If I get a 5-year long-term name, that's tempting.
That's quite cool, actually, getting the lights. That'd be pretty sweet. Nice little Star Wars section as well.
It's still a B. I thought it was an A.
Is it?
The A must be Kilbride.
Boxed copy of Pokemon Yellow though.
Yellow.
That box has seen some things. I think it's safe to say that box has seen some things.
I think with that condition it's overpriced on it.
Probably should be discounted.
I just don't understand why you can, just because it has a box doesn't really make it a box. I'm not saying silly, but at least about a level of condition to the box, surely.
He's graciously let me have this one, and he's going to take the risk for the one in Union Street.
Only because Ross is actually got a PS2.
A PS2 that actually works.
It's so much. It was so much fun 25 years ago. I hope it's still fun because I've been bigging it up in every video for the last month.
I'll be furious if this isn't great.
That is the perfect game for a Game Pass type remake.
Oh yeah, this could be
so
fantastic. I cannot wait to dive into this. This could be a lot of fun. There's a heck of a lot of PS3 games in as well. Heck of a lot in. I'm trying to get him to buy a console. Maybe this is where he'll finally bite the bullet.
No, I've got to get the price. It's fine.
Yeah, so he says.
Anyway.
I feel like this is the section for our man Craig. There's a lot.
That is sweet. Just because I like that bit.
It's quite a nice sleeve on it.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
It's like
really,
that.
really nice. He's tempted. Very clean. Very clean.
Who's also giving?
Okay, so we're halfway there, and we've got a couple of half decent pickups here. Like, also picked up Eco and Shadow the Colossus the collection, and also that snowmobile fun.
I honestly hope it lives up to what I remember, because if it doesn't, but it's £2. Like,
For £2,
if you get another fun at it, then
I'd say that's worth it.
it's worth it.
However, finally something happened, and he found it.
Hitman complete first season steelbook. Finishes off that Hitman collection from 2015 onwards, and it has another steelbook collection, so I am extremely happy. There is now only one
Fantastic.
more game I'm actually chasing today, and that's the Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition. And I know there's one up in Socket Hall Street, and Ross is going to check it out whilst I go and run my errand. But we know that it wasn't particularly minty, and also the cardboard sleeve was missing.
So it needs the sleeve as well.
It was only the bookcase type thing.
So we need to kind of be mindful, and
So-
by we I mean me, of trying to find
I
it.
think it's going to be a no, because I've seen the better one and forgot words, and I wasn't happy with its cardboard sleeve either. At least I had it.
So we're going to deviate slightly here, and we'll jump to me in a different location. We'll see what I find. Okay, so we're on the way to number 6. Glasgow is very busy today. Who'd have thought the sun would have actually popped people out? So yeah, we're heading to the Socky Hall Street CEX, where Saunders will then most likely meet me outside of Buchanan Street where he goes runs his errands. So let's see what we can go find. There's a few that I've actually been kind of looking at, to be fair. That's really good. And well, who doesn't love a bit of the turtles, right? Price of that is not coming down, is it? 50 quid? Damn. We struck out on the remaster collection, but maybe we grab the first one for a fiver because that's very affordable. I will say though, that is very, very cool. That is very nice. And even more for Editor Craig. It's also quite a cool little steelbook for that actually, that's very, very cool. Well, I must say, I was in that store recently for one of the videos on the channel and I thought it was a little bit disappointing. That was much better today. So after striking out on the Neo collection, we went for just Neo for the PS4 and we'll grab the second one if and when we see it. It was a little bit better. I didn't film too much because there was quite a lot of kids in. Just didn't want to be that guy. So they had a few cool things behind the counter though. They had a Silent Hill collection for the PS2, 210 quid. They had another copy of Blue, which I saw one of them in the window there. They had SummerSlam, the complete anthology, which also looked insanely cool. And I wish I could have picked it up, to be perfectly honest. But now I'm going to go, Saunders has ran his errand, he has kindly informed me. So we're now going to head to the other CEX that Glasgow has in the city centre. See what we can see. We've made it to the next one. We've got a little bit of a Final Fantasy thing on the go here. Oh, that's cool. So, Pokemon games as standard. N64. Another full boxed copy of that Pokemon Silver. Something that's so uncommon and so expensive. You do wonder how there's so many. It's a busy old store in here today. Make of a lot of people quitting about. It's well stocked though. I will give it that credit. Alright, that was another one that was short and sweet. You actually grabbed it.
I think it was the most disappointing store so far.
A little bit, because I think I had low expectations for Socky Austria. I know I was in and out pretty quickly, but it was actually better than I expected, whereas that one's normally alright.
But I did go for Slice though.
You did,
I haven't the list for a while. I need a PS2 now. But
which you should have got one in there.
I've given Ross the best of the 3 copies. And I've got the second best of the 3 copies, so I'm not anywhere.
He's somewhere in the middle, whereas I'm the winner. So now we've got a little bit of a drive. We are going to the Forge. Yep, 7 down, 3 to go. Stop number 7. 8. I've said that 3 times now. Stop number 8 of 10.
Stop 7, shop 8.
Yeah, true. And now look at that though.
Oh, look at that. That might be one for the shelf.
That is so cool. And that's a really decent box.
See, just look at display for the pod. That might be.
I've always really liked this CEX as well in terms of like their sort of stock and stuff's always pretty decent. I've found
the games aren't up to much. So nice Xboxes up for 2. I love that sort of a
couple of Zeldas as well.
That's the same. I'm tempted to pick up stuff like that to see if I can find the box.
Yeah, to see if you could get like a really decent box copy.
Aye.
£3 though, it's hard to grumble. You just now need to buy a console.
Well, I've got a 64 for Nicola has, but I need to.
Sounds like you're now going to have one.
This is aye.
Are you tempted though?
No.
You sure?
I would be if I didn't have 5 huge things to pay for next month between a wedding, I'm going to and a holiday and house moving and everything else. But does that make sense over buying it brand new? Because you get a 5-year guarantee, don't you? Like,
I mean, it looks like it's in decent condition.
This is an A. It does look pretty good.
Which would seem mint.
But we're not doing too much live stuff just now, so it's probably one of the things that we need to go live, get good at going live, and then think about the transitions.
I mean, not often do you see PS1 games just on the shelf.
No, I didn't notice that.
Original Tomb Raider, man, that game was class.
There's games in the window at £8.
My god, how am I not going to come away with that? Box is a little scuffed though. For £32 I think I'd want mint, or as minty as possible. Some absolute classics though, Tekken 3. Classic. classic of the game. So yeah, for being the best CX though, they had a lot in, to be fair. But a few things that I'd have bought, the condition just wasn't quite, like, I think I would have actually came away with that Hogs of War if it didn't have cracks all over the back of the case, because that's my childhood, man. Like, in one game we did see another copy of Sleeping Dogs that Saunders was after, but it was for the wrong console, which was a shame.
It also wasn't really quite the condition I'm looking for.
Now granted, if it was in the condition, he'd also walked away with a PS4.
Yeah,
but
I don't think we're there yet. As I was just saying, there's a lot of stuff. I think it probably helped. It doesn't help that we both had target games that we have managed to just somehow pick up in the last couple of shops. Yeah,
I think that it's suffered from the successfuls.
So now it's a stage of something needs to really jump out and be like,
wow, you know.
Aye, that's where we are.
So this will be interesting because I haven't been in Motherwell CEX in over a month, so I don't know what's in there, and I haven't been in the East Kilbride one in probably like 3 weeks. So these next 2 stops could be very interesting. Okay, shop 9 of 10, stop whatever, 8. Stop 8, shop 9. We are in Motherwell. I've not been here in a while. So never been here, so there you go. He gets to explore somewhere new. This is a bit more up towards my end of the woods now these days. Hopefully,
my legs don't work. I'm absolutely done in, by the way.
It is so clammy out here. Hopefully we can find 1 or 2 little bits and bobs just to kind of end the day off, because I think we've had a pretty good one. This has been a pretty solid trip.
I think we need something out here, knowing that when we go to EK, if CEX doesn't hit, we can go to Castle Comics and just tack that on at the end and say, right, I bought something at Castle Comics. So, having not done too well in Glasgow, apart from Sledgestorms, I knew I was getting it there, and the Fords not having anything, this is going to end up with, we're going to have a period with nothing at the start, nothing at the end,
and all in the middle.
So
hopefully Lanarkshire could be the one that saves us.
This could be the console store.
So let's find out. We are here. And this immediately caught my eye. Look at that for a collector's set. That is very, very decent, by the way. Instax camera, Polaroid ones. It's pretty cool. Very techie window though. Like, an awful lot of tech. Some game stuff. A random hairdryer. Interesting. Could TNF start getting some aerial shots? That would be amazing.
I'd probably wipe it off a face with airports. Traffic, to be honest.
But it'd be so worth it. So this is the game where the sort of Steelbook Special Edition type thing goes for an absolute fortune. It's actually a nice cover in and of itself. Normally that one's in really, really good condition, just kind of hidden away on a shelf. They do have 1 or 2 of the games I'm looking for, but either not in good condition, like, or in the case of like Jack 3, it's just a platinum, which is just not quite what we're after here. That should absolutely not be on a shelf. That should be in the cabinet. Siren Broadcast. That's crazy, just have that out. So this is where I think it came alive, is the window on the inside, because this is a crazy amount of stuff. Look at some of the cool things here. Boxed copies of stuff. Copy of Heart Gold, 120 quid. So Mario Bros is a really good nick actually. Bart versus the Juggernaut. Back there. Really cool. Some really cool PS2 and PS1 games. Some more expensive stuff. Very, very cool. That collector's edition of GTA is awesome. You look at it. It is really, really cool. And is that not the coolest collector's edition you've ever seen? That. 390 quid though. Damn. So shop 9 done. Bought something.
Feeling like a bag.
I actually got a CEX bag, but what did you get? Is the question.
Well, I wasn't sure about it, but it is bully for the 360, but it's a promotional, not for resale edition, with a rather ridiculous looking disc, which I don't know if you can get in the camera shot. So it was on the list, so I'm alright with that.
It's different though, which I like that.
No idea if it counts as a better for collecting thing, promotional.
Maybe.
But
people on it, comment down below if you guys actually have any idea if he's got a dud here, or if he's actually won himself a watch, or doesn't matter, and it's just something a little bit different. So yeah, the heavens have opened a little bit, so I'll make this one short. But we're going now to our final stop, Kilbride. Finally, shop number 10. Kind of a sparse window, but very, very big bits of tech. I know, it's a bit odd, isn't it?
Did you buy television yet?
Apparently you can buy several televisions and monitors. And even a full one with a spinny mount.
I know, it's funny thing, but she's good because every for half the time so that you can see it.
Which is pretty cool. Yeah, see, they've hidden all the good stuff away behind each other. It's like copies of Final Fantasy there, and it's just kind of hidden away. So many cartridges. There's a copy of Crystal back there that's kind of hiding. You just see that behind the squint copy of Red. So many cards. So many cards.
Stream Deck Neo, 60 quid. It's 8 buttons or something underpriced, isn't it? It's a 6 button one's £52.
That's probably still a reasonable deal for an extra 2 buttons.
One weight there.
And you've got this one, I've already forgotten the name of that, I know it's literally right there, it's the mixer one.
Don't need.
That's 8 buttons.
I thought they had a bad one in the end, maybe it's that one then, guys. Unless it's sold it, obviously, it was a few days since I checked.
It's highly possible. Like as WWE stuff goes, that is a healthy list of stuff, isn't it?
It's not bad. I own probably half them.
That looks cool.
That's the COVID year as well, isn't it? That was the year that drew on the tail, eh?
Very cool. So, we got the first one. We were going to get the remaster collection, stupidly didn't, but we got the first one. We kind of can't say no to the second one, can we? Okay, so that was 10 CEXs in 7.5 hours roughly of time. We managed to have a bit of time to spare, that was not bad. So yeah, let us know down in the comments what you guys think of your favourite pickup between Saunders and I. And until next time, happy gaming.